nothing changes.
Life. Life.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
All right, let's go. What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a good morning so far. You know what time it is. It is Monday morning. The bell has rung and the SPY is starting to move a little bit. SPY is holding 562 so far this morning. 562 is definitely a big level to keep on the radar here. If we do not break below 562, that would be a pretty good thing to see, in my opinion. as we start to watch here with the SPY, 562 coming into play is going to be crucial here. It's already bouncing off 562 today. We can see those wicks starting to touch here on the SPY. That is pretty massive. Gold's moving. GLD. Oh, wow. GLD's up 2.55%. That's pretty crazy. That's a big gap on the daily chart there. Wow. Pretty great recovery so far. At open, not really doing a lot, but great recovery in the morning. Ooh, Tesla selling off here. 285 breakdown. That was a pretty big area of support for Tesla. It did break down pretty crucially here. Nvidia, pretty good. Nice green candle, kind of the opposite of Tesla at open. Advanced money dispenser moving up, testing $100 as we watch it. Watch for $100.50 right around the recent high. Let's go, AMD. It'd be pretty cool to see a good breakout above here. July 18th. Sorry, I was looking at something else. How are we looking on Google today? Fairly good. Fairly good, fairly good. Like to see it holding around 156 to 160 still. Even if it pulls back slightly in the short term, that's not too bad. Yo, what's up, Grass? Jake said BTC to 94K. Pulling back a bit. I guess it was up around 100K. On that final Friday move there. Grass said, what news have I missed? Not a ton, honestly. I don't know if you saw Warren Buffett retired. That was pretty big. What else did we see? I know Bezos sold some shares of Amazon, or is planning to sell shares of Amazon. It's going to be drawn out over the course of like a year, but... Let's see what crude oil's doing. Pulling back a bit, I see an article that crude oil prices fall after OPEC Plus agrees to surge production in June. Published up last night. Pretty good to see, honestly. I wonder how ZOM and CVX are going to be looking here. ZOM looks pretty rough on the daily. You know, they're kind of confirming off of a key trend line on ZOM. Looks pretty bearish. I know I was watching that trend line closely in the past. We've been watching this play out on ZOM here on the channel for quite a while. It's actually starting to reject a little bit better there, almost confirming off of the channel back to the downside here. Very interesting setup. Anything can happen with oil, though. I feel like it's highly volatile. they could come out and say that they're deciding to stop those surge and hikes or something along those lines. I mean, you never know. Hopefully they don't till like a month or two out, but see what the plan looks like. I feel like it will cause some negativity, though, if we do see oil prices continue to move down for oil companies, of course. Crude oil is well under that 65 support that we were watching for a long time. Pretty much bouncing off the recent lows. Him's new chapter. What's up? HIMS. Yeah, they had some good action earlier this morning at open. They started pulling back a little bit. Looks pretty bearish so far this morning. ASTS down. Let's check quantum stocks. QUBT, IONQ, UBTS all down. AMD's breaking 100. Let's go. $100.50 breaking out. Advanced money dispenser. Damn, Google looks like a straight line up. Pretty good recovery today, I gotta say. Some of these tech stocks are looking awesome while others look like crap. Obviously, we'll pull up the Mag 7 here, see what it looks like. Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, all running while we're seeing Meta, Amazon, Apple, and Tesla either fall or chop. I guess Meta's trying to come back, but man, Tesla is not even attempting, really. More red candles. Man, Microsoft looks pretty good too. Google looks a lot better on the chart though. AMD, $100.50 has broken. There's actually a lot of good momentum here. This is a pretty good 2 5-minute candles to start the day. Hopefully you can use $100 now as support. Good morning, though, everybody. Toby, Steve, Adventure, Hunter, Christian, Pew Pew, Jesley, Jake, Grass, Yusus, KO, New Chapter, Data, Ryan, Jake. Thanks for joining up this morning. And, of course, everybody else in the background as well. The lurkers, as they like to say. Let me get my book map open really fast. Get it all loaded up. Got to do those updates. AMD, $100 here. Pretty nice bounce. Nice push back towards the upside. Come on, let's see a nice $100 push. Or bounce, I guess we should say. It is kind of pushing it as it pulls back. A hold here would be pretty nice. Grass had any thoughts on Spot? Spotify has been pretty awesome. Lately, I've been watching them a lot. I know last week on Friday, they were doing great. Looks like they are pulling back a little bit today, but even if there is like slight pullback today, you know, there's potential for bounces off some of these key supports back up. I don't necessarily see Spotify as turning over here totally or anything like that quite yet. They're testing key highs here on the daily chart. I guess that is one key concern, is that they're not getting a huge break through there quite yet, but I would say over the next couple trading days, holding a couple of these supports, and especially $600, will be pretty crucial here. If they start to really break under 600, I'm going to have to maybe adapt back to the downside on my thinking here with Spot, but I think there's pretty good potential for him to hold support. You're positioned at about 605. Okay, gotcha. That's a pretty good spot to be at right here, right around the support I have. Pretty close. Very volatile stock in the short term, though. That movement Friday was crazy. From Thursday's close into Friday, it was like it was up like 8% at the high of the day. We had a lot of stocks moving on Friday, though. It was pretty crazy. Any thoughts on Rigetti? Mom's Spaghetti. Let's see, RGTI pulling back quite a bit, under $10. Kind of concerning there. Getting close to some wicks that have been touched and bounced off of in the past. We'll see if it holds on any of these. If not, there is pretty big support underneath around $9.40, but definitely pretty bearish today. I don't like the overall pullback, but it is kind of starting to bounce a little bit. You try and chase a little small bounce back here, not the best to see. How do you feel about DDOGER? Datadog. DDOG 105. Pretty big resistance here. Their earnings, though, you never know with earnings, right? They report tomorrow morning before the market opens. Let's look at the chart. I really do like their chart. I like how they're starting to hold some key supports. They're even forming, well, attempting to hold this like higher low pattern here on the daily. The support needs to hold, though. This is going to be a big report for Datadog. What I don't like about Datadog is going back and looking at a lot of these earnings. There's a lot of big gaps up and down on the charts for them, which I guess can be good if you're playing the earnings because there's big moves, but I must say, just be wary. You know, playing earnings is very risky. It's like a coin flip on what they're going to do and how they're going to report. TSLA bouncing down here around 280. Looking at 272 to 270 support. Looking at Tesla, this is major resistance overhead. Around 295. Berkshire dumping from Buffett retirement. Let's go check it out. I haven't checked on it too much this morning. I haven't really looked at it too close. Let's look at like Berk A, I guess. Berk B. Oh my gosh, yeah. Down 6.55%. I always wondered whenever he retired if it would fall down a lot or not. I guess we'll see how much it pulls back from this. That would be funny as hell if it like is like the end of Berkshire. Berkshire. That's funny. I wonder how low it'll go. Looks like it's turning over pretty damn hard. Yeah, not the best thing to see so far. Hopefully it just chops around in this range a little bit. If it starts to get back under like 460 down here, then I'll get pretty worried. All the big names will be gone. I don't really know the other people at Berkshire. And Tessie pulling back. Trying to hold support here around 280 though. Attempting a hold of support. We'll see if it can get it done or not. Pretty brutal morning so far for them. Nvidia, on the other hand, very nice. Straight back up, recovering, filling the gap, almost back to break even on the day. Going back to AMD, they held $100 perfectly. Love to see that bounce and hold there. Hopefully they can get above the high of the day and not form a higher low here. Mara down 8.7%. Mara. Don't they report earnings this week too? I think they do somewhere. There they are, Thursday and after hours with Coinbase. Coinbase will be a pretty cool report. If they have a good one, I could see Coinbase holding support and getting up pretty high towards like 260 if they get a good report and good move. They're right around this key range where there's a lot of good price action. Note how I'm pointing this out right here. I'm going to point to a few spots on Coinbase's chart, and then I'm going to draw out like a range for you guys and show you guys how this range sees a lot of big price action with this stock. Note how, there was a couple times where like in the middle of the range here, on the middle arrow, where it started to fall through, but a lot of volatile candles here. Note how though, like on those outside portions where there's a lot of really good price action here on these big moves up and down through this range, if we start to get back up into the range, that could be a pretty good opportunity, maybe an after earnings run. Like let's say we start to pop into the range from earnings, then we look at like a good earnings continuation play after the fact with Coinbase up through this range. I think that could definitely be something to keep on the radar here. But I love how the price action within this range specifically is usually pretty large, and like you're seeing some pretty big reactions and candles like within this range. So definitely like that with Coinbase this week. I'll be watching those earnings very closely if we get a good move. It is on Thursday though, which kind of sucks, but just got to be patient with it. If you're just now joining up, destroy that like button. Also subscribe. This is separate from the nightly channel, so all of the likes and subscribes definitely help us out. Go back to Nvidia. If we look at Nvidia on the daily chart, it is pretty much at major resistance, I should say. This is a big level around 115. A lot of rejection here. A lot of negative price action. Hopefully you can get up and through this in the short term. As I like to say though, the market doesn't run on hopes and dreams, but if we do see this level break, it could be pretty advantageous here. If we go to the hourly chart and zoom out a little bit, you can see it a little closer. Steve said, destroyed it. Thank you, sir. Gonna pull up the watch list here. Pony leading the way again. Pony AI starting to move. If they start breaking out above these recent highs around like 1190, this will be awesome for Pony. Delta Airlines, nice. Nice rip there. UAL up through the highs, 75.35, breaking out really well. UAL with some great PA. United Airlines. Let's go check American Airlines as well. There was a heartbreaker last night in the hockey. I don't know if you guys watched the hockey or not, but oh my gosh, the Blues last night. Oh, it was a heartbreaker. They were up like 3-1 with like a few minutes left in the third. The other team scored, and then get this, the other team scored with 1.7 seconds left or something. My gosh, it was a heartbreaker. It was a heartbreaker. I kept saying I don't get why they didn't like pin the people on the boards or like just take a slash on a guy, or you know, there's only a few seconds left, just like slash the shit out of him or something. Like just don't let them shoot the puck. Break their stick. Like, it don't matter. Like, there was a point there at the end where they had the puck on the boards and they could have just like thrown their body on it or something, but they didn't. And then the Jets started throwing it all around and they got that goal with 1 second left. It was pretty insane. A big heartbreaker though for St. Louis fans. Everybody's all pissed off. It was funny. My family is huge Blues fans, so everybody was all mad. $68 resistance. Pretty big on PayPal, but yeah, pretty insane there. Yeah, it was wild, Michael. I will say though, it was fun. It was a fun game to watch. It kept me interested, that's for sure. He says you could be a Flyers fan. It could be worse. That's pretty good. Man, AMD is still around the top of the watch list. You know, they're holding above 100 now, trying to bounce off like $100.50. Posted a little higher low here. Maybe getting into a point of consolidation. Maybe a little flag as well. Little flagging action. We'll draw it out. We'll leave it there. Mason goes, or a Hawks fan. I'm waiting for the Hawks to get a little bit better. I thought with Bedard they would be doing better here, but I guess one guy can't fix everything, right? He's not really... I was looking up that guy's stats. I thought he was better than what he was. Let's see, he had 23 goals, 44 assists. That's not bad, but... not... I don't think it's no Patrick Kane or nothing. AMD testing the top end of this trend here. See if it gets through or rejects. Be nice to go on that run quicker than later. Chewy getting some positive price action today, up 1.83%. Like the way Chewy's starting to move. Climbing up the watch list here. Uber's moving as well. Uber has earnings this week, I believe, on Wednesday. Yep, in pre-market. Uber 2% action. Pretty good for them. You know, looking at the daily chart, Uber has actually been doing really good. A lot better than I would have definitely thought. You know, looking at it, I thought they were down a lot more than this. Maybe this recent recovery was quicker than I thought, but wow. They're already back to highs, and they look like they want to go out to new highs. If this earnings is good, it might get it done. Might get it done. B2 Gold Corp moving. I know Tangy Man likes that one. Hoping Mitchkov can save the Flyers. Man, I don't even know who that is. I must not watch it enough anymore. I only watch the Capitals and the Blues. I guess one good news is that the Capitals, you know, are still in. I get to watch them now. My two favorite teams. Too bad for the Blues, though. They actually have the Capitals favored to lose against the Hurricanes tomorrow. And the Capitals are at home. Why is that? What is up with that? Go check DraftKings. Speaking of hockey, $30 bounce back up. Hopefully it keeps holding 30 here on DraftKings. Been pretty low in the short term. If $30 starts to give out, it'll become pretty advantageous again for some long-term buys if you're into the sports betting stocks. What's the other one? FLUT, I believe, is FanDuel. Flutter Entertainment, I believe, is the right one. Let me make sure. Yep. Yep, they are with a FanDuel. Had to make sure. They've actually been bouncing really well, though. You know, looking at their chart setup, it's pretty damn good. Looking at this, there's a little head and shoulders action going on here. Got our head and our neckline, and pretty good holds and bounces at each of these. 260 coming up on FLUT, maybe 270 as well. It's pretty crazy. $12 holding here on SoFi. Pretty good hold. Hopefully we can see SoFi have a nice pop up here. SoFi's been a stock that, as I'm watching on the dip, I'm really waiting for some key supports to start to touch. Ideally, they would actually fall a little bit lower, back down to like $11. That would be a little bit more ideal in my eyes for a pickup here. Try to go off of this support. They could start to move here, but I just don't love it. Especially with them not having the best earnings reaction so far. I do not collect hockey cards, Steve. I have some baseball cards. I got into that a little while ago, but I haven't really been into it in the past couple years. No hockey cards, though. I bought $200 worth of cards yesterday. Hey, there you go. Well, calls the scalp right at 5.62, sold him at 5.63. That's a pretty big support there, 5.62. Wow, SPY ended up bouncing off of it very well. Very nice to hold. That looks amazing by the SPY. Algo nailed it. There we go. I like 562. That is huge. As SPY rips, there's a big resistance now around 564. Of course, it's touching. Coming into play, I have one at 565, but honestly, that whole $1 range is pretty solid. And then we get up towards next resistance around 566, and it's like, what the hell? There's a resistance at every $1 here on the SPY. And it's kind of true, you know, there's just a lot of chop on the SPY, and like every whole dollar mark here has like some type of resistance. It's a bit weird. Antoine said Avgo making a good recovery. Pretty good, yeah. I like the way it's holding that $200 mark this morning. That is pretty crucial to hold by them. Wow. Good bounce. I will say, as they get up towards like this gap fill, I am worried that they will start to reject back. So just keep that in mind. They could always break this resistance, but I do expect some reaction. I went strawberry picking yesterday, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cold and rainy though, so I guess it wasn't as cool as it could have been, but bought another contract on my swing. There you go. As we start to look at Avgo a little bit, let's zoom out on the daily, because I know that it's been dipping a lot, but on the recovery, it's been looking pretty solid. I mean, this recovery is pretty spot on. I would not be surprised to see it get higher. Especially in the short term, if 200 holds again, that'd be beautiful. But I will say, over the next couple days, if 200 gives out, that will worry me a bit. Tesla all over the place here. They ripped under 280, bounced right back up through it now, and are just chopping all around. Pretty crazy. Trying to get a recovery going, I guess. Apple's pushing back towards 200. It's actually back under, right around the low of the day, 199.50. Looks a bit brutal here for them. Out of the Mag 7, they're definitely the worst one here. Tesla is pretty rough, but Apple takes the cake today. Especially for right now, anyways.
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my
Go see
way
Google.
quickly?
Intraday, they were doing really well earlier. A little double top action here around 165.20. Go back to the watch list where the fun is. UAL, let's go. That 75.35 break earlier was awesome, up to 77.35, 77.50 now. A $2 break. Let's go. UAL, the airlines, really killing it. All three now at the top. All three weren't at the top earlier, but DAL back above a crucial daily trend line there. That is huge. UAL moving great. AAL. I had these as one of my plays last night.
Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I want to taste consumption. Get faster to waste oxygen.
Watching SoFi to possibly break through at the moment. Grass. Watching SoFi. Looking pretty good. Yeah, that's a big resistance. It's like the third test 3 days in a row. It's testing $12.90 to $13. Hopefully it can get through this time. It's literally the third test, third day. That's funny. I know, right, Mason? I was looking at it. He's stealing a few people's videos, I noticed. He stole the, it's a lot of the same thing, and it's, the thumbnails are all stolen at least, but... Yeah, Grass, it's a bit weird. I don't even want to tell you who it is because it's dumb. It's dumb. Let's go check Ford and General Motors. Yeah, I don't even remember the guy's name, actually. I'd have to go look it up, but some random guy is just like stealing people's videos on YouTube and like reposting them and stealing thumbnails and all that. $45 on General Motors. This is a pretty big support here. 45. It's like really stuck at that. In a good way. Let's see the daily. Trying to bounce back. What's the name of the song? Let's see. Let's see if it tells me. Ah, it's not telling me. You can try to Shazam it maybe, but I'm not sure if it works with YouTube stuff. It's on like a top 70 list. Intraday though, GM, not bad. Tesla pulling back hard. Looking pretty brutal here. Looks like they might try to break that low of the day now. Nvidia pulling back fairly hard. They filled the gap up into this morning and pulled back right off the gap fill. Avgo pulling back off their gap fill very hard too. I know we looked at that one harder earlier. Intel sometimes is not flowing with the status quo. It looks like right now they are. They also are pulling back off the gap fill. Everything's pulling back off their gap fills today. Right now, it's kind of funny. AMD tried to hold here. It's really wanting to hold, AMD is. Putting a lot of pressure to the upside, but inevitably they might end up turning over if the market turns over as well. SPY is actually holding its ground, so I don't know what's going on with tech. Let's see Mag 7, because Apple and Tesla and Nvidia all falling off at the same time here. But SPY still holding its ground, I guess, as Amazon makes up for it. Google makes up for it. Meta, Microsoft potentially making up. And of course, lots of other sectors in the SPY as well. Can't forget about banks. Bank of America recovering up fairly well today. JP Morgan, Wells Fargo. They all look like the same charts. They all filled the gaps again. But yep, Goldman even same exact setup. JP Morgan filled the gap. Bank of America filled the gap. Yeah, that was crazy. It didn't look at the host. I would have thought it was you guys. That is kind of crazy, Mike. Yep. BAC loving the way it's moving here. Back to the airlines. Slight pullbacks there, nothing too bad. British Petroleum's up. Why are they up so much today? They gapped up. BP. Kind of weird. Weren't we looking at ZOM down? Yeah, we were looking like it's ZOM and Chevron to the downside. Meanwhile, British Petroleum pops. I don't know why. I'm gonna pull up the news though. There might be something with them. Oh. Big mergers like a Shell BP combo could appeal. Oh, wow. Shell CEO shrugged off questions about acquisitions at the company earnings on Friday, saying it probably makes more sense to buy back more Shell shares. On Monday, a spokesperson for Shell said that we are sharply focused on capturing the value in Shell through continuing to focus on performance, discipline, and simplification. I guess they're saying that right now, there could be a lot of pressure put on Shell and BP could acquire them, I guess. But Shell's out here saying like, hey, no. Oh, Shell's going to be acquiring BP, actually, apparently, by the way this one's talking. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Because normally the buying company falls. That makes a lot of sense. And BP, 2%. Sometimes those articles, I'll tell you, they word things so weird. I'm glad this one said it better. Good morning, Demure. Said, lost a little money, but I'll be fine. I like that mindset. At least you're not all upset. It's a lot better that way. So we're about 45 minutes into the market here. SPY is holding its ground pretty well. It's actually pushing towards 563 support, and really support from pre-market. It's actually trying to bounce again. Getting a good bounce here back up would be awesome. The price action on SPY is pretty great. CHWY pullback towards 37. Are we going to be getting a lot of growth stock pullback here? Palantir reports earnings and after hours tonight, along with HIMS. I'm curious what you guys think. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll here. Let's do it on Palantir. I know HIMS is pretty popular, but Palantir is right around its all-time high. Will Palantir get up to new highs? Okay, here we go. On their earnings, will Palantir break out to new highs or reject? Let me know in the poll. Reject back down, break out to new highs, or stay around the same are the potential votes here. Let's make this one a good vote, because I know a lot of people like Palantir and they like to see what people think as far as earnings are concerned. 125 is a major resistance here on Palantir. It needs to break. These earnings could be exactly what we need. Demir went to Vegas and lost $11 on blackjack. How the hell do you lose $11 on blackjack? Did you like lose a little bit, then come back to break even, or? Pretty interesting though. It's pretty cool. You won 19? There you go. Then gave it back and lost 11 instead. Hey, okay. Not too bad. Palantir 125 resistance. Look at it bouncing there in pre-market today, even just right at that high. Let me go to the hourly, actually. Yep. Pretty spot on there at the all-time high. It might have actually made a new all-time high this morning. Let's see. The high is officially 125.36. And then the old high, I think it was like 1 cent under that. Let's see. Oh, it was actually 125.40. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I didn't realize it got up that high. Yeah, it did. It's just so volatile, it's hard to see those 2-cent moves. Either way, though, this is so crucial for Palantir. Get your votes in. There's 13 total votes. Let's get a big showing on this one. PLTR. SPY holding its ground so well. That 563 support. Yes, that bounce was perfect here. Love to see it. That pre-market resistance ended up being perfect support here now that the SPY broke out. Come on, let's go, SPY. Let's break this high and get up to 565 and honestly 566 where the next resistance is here. I really do like 566 coming up. That'll be a good gap fill area. Give me 1 second, guys. Very, very quick intermission. Make sure you get those votes in the poll. Gonna go to the Mag 7 setup. All right. What is up? We are back. Got our protein shake going here. Let's go, Nvidia. Bouncing around 113. SU Algo's killing it to scalp puts off resistance. There we go. I love 564, pretty close to it. I have 564, 565, and 566 as resistance. I don't like to plot 564 though because it's gonna create too many lines on the chart. Netflix, hell of a recovery. I like the 1135 rejection. It's a pretty good rejection so far. It hasn't quite filled the gap up into this morning yet, but pretty good rejection.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn.
Ymir said Nvidia still rejecting NVDA. Wow. That was pretty stark on that rejection too. Pretty stiff rejection. AMD's holding its ground. Advanced money dispenser. AMD's holding its ground pretty well, like it wants to try to continue on a run. Hopefully we see that play out that way today, because it's right around $100. If it pulls back under there, it'll be pretty rough. Hey, here we go, Mason. Little dubs in the chat there. 120 in 10 seconds. Nice. Really sniping it up. We have Sniper Mason out here.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna
QQQ. Oh, hell yeah, Mason. That's awesome. Got filled above your limit order? Nice. It's awesome when it happens when you're selling it. It sucks when you buy it. Although you shouldn't be buying... Well, that's only for people buying market, but... That's cool. I might just head to bed. Sounds good, Grass. It says you got uni in the morning. What's that? Oh, university? Sorry about that. Sounds good, Grass. Hey, have a good night. Get some sleep. Get nice and rested up. Looking at the SPY right now, it's holding its ground well. Looks like it wants to try to run back. Come on, SPY, let's fill that gap. At first, I was like, UNI, what the hell is that? Then I was like, oh. Duh. Apple heading for 199, test data said. Wow, that's a major pullback by them. They chopped around down here for like 30 straight minutes. Finally breaking down. 200 giving out officially. Pretty rough. You can trade it down though. Either way though. Red price action. At least QQQ. Very choppy. It's been steadily moving up so far today, but very choppy. It was actually following a pretty good trend here if we draw it out. But it's definitely down now. Pretty big trend here. A lot of reaction. We'll see how much it drops under here now. If it even does. Man, Tesla. The Mag 7 is just so mixed today. Mainly red, but like Google's really holding up. More ups and downs than your gym motivation. That's funny. Go back to the growth stocks here. Maybe airlines, right off the bat, of course. UAL starting to come up off their dip, which looks pretty nice. Delta trying as well. There we go. There we go. There we go. Moderna up 2.8%. I know on the daily, Moderna has been looking pretty good down here at the bottom. I've been watching them closely for a recovery back up. Pfizer's another one. They're consolidating really hard here on the daily, almost coiling for a move. Hopefully it's a good coil up. Good coil and pop up. That's funny though, Demir, that you played some blackjack. That sounds fun. CZR. $28. Tesla down 285. Even lower now. Man, they rejected so hard there this morning. Every time I look back, it's like another 1 minute candle went parabolic here.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head.
Steve likes Kino better. Like Kino, like video Kino? Before I sleep, any reason why Apple is down so much? AAPL. It could be a lot of tariff news hitting. Let's check their daily chart. They had those earnings last week, and looking at their reaction, definitely not the best. Continuing down now. I mean, I would say tariffs combined with earnings reaction is really hitting them hard. Oh, wow. Apple plans to sell corporate bonds in as many as 4 parts. First time in 2 years. Buffett said that he had listened to Apple's first quarter earnings on Thursday, adding it's the only quarterly earnings call he tunes into. I'm somewhat embarrassed to say that Tim Cook has made Berkshire a lot more money than I've ever made. Pretty insane there with Apple. It is a pretty big sell-off going on. Really big earnings continuation. Looking at the daily of Apple, you know, they're kind of just continuing right on their trend. They've been forming a good trend of lower highs, and they did it again. Pretty nasty on this move, though. They need something to really help them bounce back. Maybe like an all-newly designed iPhone made in the USA with American flags on it. I'm just kidding. No one buy the $1,000 Mac stand. Yeah. Live Kino. I've never seen Live Kino, Steve. But I've done Kino like, not live. $20,000 monitor arm made by Apple in USA. Oh my God. Philip says it would cost $3,000. Yeah, you're right. How long before they start costing $2,000? They're pretty close, aren't they? Aren't they like $1,500 now or something? Frank says, question about hockey. Are the fist fights consensual? Do the refs allow them? When do they call it off? LOL. And other sports players will be banned for a few games. Yeah. Hockey's a pretty rough sport. Fighting has been a part of the game pretty much like since the beginning, and hopefully they don't get rid of it. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's consensual. Essentially, each team, they have some players on each team that are more aggressive than others. And if one team does something, like let's say they hurt one of your players or they do something like that, your fighter will try to go like fight or hit the other guy or something along those lines a lot of the times. Or if there's just like a lot of tensions boiling over, they'll fight. There's also some fighters that fight just for the show of fighting. But yeah, it's consensual. They agree to fight most of the time. Sometimes they'll try to fight somebody who doesn't want to fight them, and it looks bad, and they can get a game misconduct for that. But if they both drop the gloves, they both agreed to do it. They throw their gloves off. That's kind of like the sign of fighting. They take their gloves off, and then that's how you know that they agreed to do it with you. That's pretty funny, though. Pretty funny question. Why is Palantir dropping it open, Philip said. Just hitting resistance. Yes, it's at major resistance in the short term. And I think that investors are really waiting for the earnings here. It might get like a pre-earnings push or a pre-earnings run-up if some sentiment changes today, but I would think it would be closer towards the end of the day where we see that happen, if it happened. Let me see something here. All right, here we go. Current options pricing suggests an expected move of approximately plus 12.4% or to plus or minus 12.5%. Wow. Plus or minus 12.4%. That's pretty big. Over the past 12 quarters, the average actual move post earnings for Palantir has been around plus or minus 15.9%. The options market underestimating the move about 33% of the time. Pretty good stats there. So plus or minus like 12.4% here. At least that's what Tip Ranks is saying. This might be old. Yeah, 14.2% is what I keep seeing. Nothing like playoff hockey. Yeah, it's awesome. They play really hard. Pony. Yeah, it took a bit of a dive. It didn't get that breakout going above 1190. If it would have started running above 1190, I think it would have kept the momentum up, but... Oh yeah, Demir, how was that? Who won? My Little Pony. Oh no. You didn't stay that long? Yeah, it's a little weird watching golf, and you said it was too damn hot. Yeah. Man, where were you again? Utah, you said? Man, I could only imagine. St. George. Gotcha. The rocks were really nice, though. I like that. The rocks look nice. That's awesome. I'm glad you thought so. 485 support. 484 on the QQQ. You had to be listening last week to know what we mean by that. Hey, if you're new here, destroy that like button. Let's go. If you haven't hit it yet, 23 likes today. Let's get those numbers up. Get those votes in too. Will Palantir break out to new highs after earnings or reject? Let me know. What do you think? Break out to new highs is winning the vote right now. It's up to 64%. Rock hater, Pew Pew said. What's funny is that after we left, an hour after, it got really windy. Oh, because the breeze was nice? I see, yeah. Yeah. Mike said, what are your thoughts on Apple for the long term? As I've mentioned in the past, I've been in Apple since 2013. I'm starting to get nervous now. If you've been in since 2013, I wouldn't get too nervous. It's still up quite a bit, but there might be some short-term pullbacks and some short-term headwinds with Apple. It could definitely happen. You know, there's been periods throughout Apple's history where they've definitely had some pretty big pullbacks mixed in. And like whenever you zoom in, they look pretty rough, kind of like now. Now this is COVID. This is the trade war from 2018 where they pulled back here. This wasn't COVID yet. Where's COVID? Yeah, they pulled back pretty hard during that trade war last time. Let's see how much they pulled back. Something like 39 to 40%. That's quite a bit. Where are they at now? I'm curious how much they pulled back now. It might be around that. Right around 34% at the low. Apple has been one of the best companies in the entire market for years. It's very difficult to bet against them, Mike. I would stick with them for the long term. You know, everybody uses their phones and stuff, and I doubt a lot of people are going to be switching. They need to really release one, though, that has a different design or something that really captivates people. I think people are kind of sick of their old designs and all of that. They need to come out with something new, something cool. Like, hell, I have a 13 Pro Max or something, and I'm like, why do I even want these new phones? It's like, it's the same thing. It's like the same exact thing. There might be like one little difference, or the camera might be slightly better, or who knows, but generally the same thing. Does what I want the same. I won't be buying a new one until they come out with something better or till mine breaks. One or the other. Whatever happened to the Apple car? Yeah, they scrapped that plan. I think they totally scrapped it. They came out and said they were done with that one. I'm glad that they scrapped that, though. I think that their stock actually moved up when they scrapped it, too. It makes sense, because a lot of people were worried about how much cost that would incur, and I think it would be a lot better for them to partner with somebody. Like, let's say that they partnered with, like, I don't know, like Rivian or Lucid or Tesla or Ford or GM or somebody. Let's say that they partnered with somebody to, like, make their own, let's say it would be called, like, a Ford Focus with Apple Play or something, or, I don't know, like with Apple features, or I have no idea. Something like that would make more sense to me, rather than them trying to fully get into cars. I'm kind of glad that they didn't as a business, especially seeing after, like, how Tesla has problems, and Rivian and Lucid and all these others. I'm hoping for 17 to come out soon. Oh yeah, the iPhone 17. When do the new iPhones usually come out? Sometime like October or something like that? I wonder when their next big like reveal or like announcement is. September, okay. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around that time. Just wait until 32 comes. It's going to be even slightly cooler. The 32. TEM is turning, Jude said. Temp is starting to bounce a little bit around 53. Hell yeah, Jude, turning back to the upside a little bit. Glad to see that. Coconut said, if it wasn't for Palantir, I would be sad this year. They've continued to hold up very well. Good thing you picked Palantir, because most stocks have not been doing this. Nancy would be happy about Tempest. Yeah, she would. It's been coming back pretty well. I can't wait to hear what she does with this one. She'll probably just let her calls expire and grab the shares. Tessie trying to bounce a little bit around 275 support. We'll see if it holds up or not. Nvidia holding its ground here. As we go forward into this week, I'm watching the SPY just try to fill this gap here. I'm definitely a little bit worried about more of a pullback coming in. That 570 resistance is pretty huge overhead. We'll need some good earnings here to get us through. A lot of these growth stocks, it's tough on these earnings here. Hopefully Palantir and Hims can do well tonight, but, you know, like Ford, I mean, who knows with that one tonight? That could be wild. Next couple days, like Disney, Super Micro, AMD. Like, what about AMD, you know, reporting chip problems and issues like that could be a problem here for the next couple trading days. A lot of earnings. Definitely screenshot it if you want. What is your favorite this week? Let me know in the chat. Curious what everyone's looking at. I know we have the Palantir poll for tonight. 41 votes. We can get more than that. Smash that vote in the poll here for Palantir. Demir's out of here. Gonna take the L for now. Sounds good, Demir. Hope to see you in the Discord today. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. You know, Demir, I actually I thought about you this weekend. I was driving from picking strawberries, and there was a tank in this town, and I almost stopped and took a picture, but I was like on the highway, and I would have had to like try to get off in a weird way, but I wanted to take a picture. It was like an old, it looked like a World War I tank, but it was probably World War II. I don't know what it was. It had a huge cannon on it though. I was like, damn, I want to get a picture for Demir, but I couldn't stop. $275, bouncing a little bit, 3.9%. Thank you very much, Demir. Trump paying immigrants to go home now. Hell are we going over here? Are they really? Are they really paying immigrants to go home? I have not seen that. But with all the craziness, I would not be surprised. Nvidia starting to bounce off its lower support a little, coming back. Great to see there. UAL down to support at 75.35. This was a good area. I was waiting for a breakout above today. You might be able to use this as support for a bit of a dip buy opportunity here if you're looking to trade some of these stocks back up here. It's only up 2%. There could still be more action here. AAL looks a lot worse, but pretty good support. Mirsa, you forgot to send me something on Insta. Let's see. Tank. That's pretty funny. That's funny how they're driving those all around. That's kind of wild.
Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about,
I was waiting for a pullback on Palantir. It's not happening. I missed out
tell me why you
on that. Can't play the earnings. Can't be risky.
your fingertips
Sometimes it's like that, you know, if you miss out, you miss out, but I wouldn't play the earnings. I think it's pretty risky. Even if they have a good report and they end up moving well, it's going to be inherently risky.
baby, why do I love the touch but never love
All right, see you later, Demir.
why do I, baby, why do I
Bloomberg tweeted it, Isaac said.
leave me? Why do I, baby, why
Gotcha, that makes sense.
love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I, baby, why do I,
Pretty good source. Rapika said I was waiting for a pullback on the Palantir. Yusu says Apple's execution is best in class, but I miss the days of bold category defining innovations. Maybe the next big thing, AR glasses AI, will reignite that spark. I hope so. I hope so. I was looking a lot at those Apple Vision Pro headsets. Everybody was mad at how much they cost though. I do gotta say though, with how much computers cost, I'm not surprised that those cost as much as they do. You sold 105 strike puts on Palantir. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good strike to sell. You're doing like cash secure puts. QQQ just reached 487. Wow. Pretty good pop back up here. SPY also 565, touching right now. SPY's going for the gap fill. It'll fill the gap up around 566. Next resistance I have here. I do have resistance around 565 as well, but we'll see how much that holds up. A lot of crazy PA here. I like that gap down this morning. Good thing to see the SPY holding 562. I'm still saying, though, that if we see a 562 breakdown today, or even the next couple days, I'm going to get a little bit more bearish on that breakdown. There's a gap to fill down to around like 558 down here. Pretty big area of support. Raytheon RTX. 105 puts for 5.9. 2.24, not cash secured. Margin. Oh, I got you. Not cash secured. Okay. You did sell them to open, right? PLTR. Don't forget to vote in the poll. 47 votes. Let's try to get 50 plus here. Only a few more needed. Also, just a couple more likes to 30. Get us there. Jake said yes. They're at 1.79 now for 19% profit. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. Awesome. Just wanted to make sure. Wanted to make sure. Sometimes people say things and they mean something different. So thank God. Thank God that's what you meant. I like it though. Sounds like you're doing some good strategies. Coin dead ass on $200. Wow, that's a big level. It's starting to break down under there a little bit, actually. Looks kind of brutal on this intraday setup. Wow. Big pullback underneath there. MicroStrategy's down quite a bit too, but not at a crucial level. It actually rejected off 400 though last week. Pulling back there, so coin's now under 200, looking pretty brutal. Watch for some puts here. This looks pretty good. Coin does report Thursday, so keep that in mind.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies.
Hey, let's go at 30 likes. Perfect. Are covered calls and cash secure puts covered in the masterclass? Yeah, it's covered in the advanced options course. If you get that, it's in the advanced options course. Let's see. I'm going to get you a link for it real quick. The advanced options course is a little pricey, but at the end of the day, you need a lot of money to do a lot of these strategies, so it's definitely for people looking to accelerate their learning a little bit more and learn how to use their larger accounts in the best way possible. I want to see $1 break in one direction, then I'll move in on it. Sounds good, AK. A $1 move. So 199 breaking would be nice for you. Is it part of the trading floor? No, it is not. That is separate from the trading floor. The trading floor gives you access, though, to all of the bots and day trading opportunities and things like that within the Discord. There is high-risk scalps channels with the Surge bot. We also have the SM bot, the bot counter. Swing trades is being updated. We have big money trades, live Q&As every Wednesday. There's even like commands channels, unusual options, golden sweeps. A lot of different tools in there for you. The pulse tracker, something people like quite a bit. Shows you kind of how the SPY is doing each day at each moment. People love that as well. But yeah, the advanced course is separate from the trading floor. If you're interested in the trading floor, I'll send a second link here. We actually still have code Big Money going on. The advanced course is $9.99. Pretty much right at 1,000. It was 3,000, but we run it at $9.99 now. Wow, QQQ, yes. QQQ on fire today. That's a big jump. Right into resistance 487, 488. Gonna be filling the gap, just like the SPY. They're getting close to filling the gaps here. Hell yeah, the advanced options course, though, is badass. Mike pretty much goes over every strategy that he uses. And that's the most badass part about it. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, By the way, the advanced options course gives you direct one-on-one access to Mike. So if you ever need any help, you can just email Mike and he'll help you with some advanced options, so to say. Any questions you have there with the course, of course. With the course, of course. Funny to say. SPY up to 565 here. 1106 candle, you hit your stop loss. On the QQQ, let's see. Ah. Yeah, it jumped just under there. Watch it go running now. I will say, if your stops are hitting that quick, you must be doing some fast scalps. or trading very short-term expirations. Hopefully not 0 DTE, but Pew Pew's been researching the wheel strat. Awesome. Yeah, that's one of the best strategies out there. You can research that one pretty easily. Yeah, I love the wheel strategy. One of my favorites to run, actually. I run it all the time. It's so simple. And it allows you to get into good long-term positions and take profits, even like if your stocks start falling. Meta to reject off $600, AK said. META, $600. Yeah, 600, 601. That is huge resistance there.
All around this empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Someone asked for my spy picture. I'm going to give it to him real quick.
When you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Meta was like 484 only 3 weeks ago, up like 25%. I know, these recoveries that have been going on are actually pretty crazy. A lot of people don't realize how much some of these stocks have recovered off of their recent lows. Like, that's 25% on Meta. Like you said, there's some that look even better than that. Like, let's say we look at, like, man, what is Microsoft? Yeah, Microsoft might be even better here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, but 27%. There were some that are like 40%. I can't find them in this very second, but even Nvidia, I mean, it's going to be surprising. 33%. AMD. %. Yeah, I mean, good recoveries here. I would say very surprising probably for a lot of people.
No point in blaming you, you did not know.
565, huge resistance on the SPY coming into play again. But all right, I appreciate you guys joining up today. We're going to probably call the stream there. Appreciate you all for joining up. Seeing a lot of crazy price action here in the short term. A lot of up and down. The SPY is right on key resistance. It's almost filling the gap from this morning. So watch as the SPY moves up. It's starting to reject a little bit now. But even if it moves higher, watch 566 very closely. This was a big resistance. I could see it totally rejecting there. And, you know, it's the perfect gap fill level as well. So just be ready for that. if 565 doesn't end up being where it rejects. It's gonna be interesting to watch this one play out today. Of course, don't forget we have the big earnings tonight. Palantir, Hims, I guess Ford as well. We have 50 votes in the poll. Not the biggest poll ever, but the majority definitely think that Palantir is going to break out to new highs. Won the poll by quite a bit. Alrighty, guys. Have a great one. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Why is Skechers talking off? Does Skechers have a stock? I don't even know their stock. SKX? Wow, they exploded, didn't they? It almost looks like somebody tried to buy them out. Unless this was something to do with Trump's tariffs. I know that these footwear manufacturers sent Trump some letters. Skechers stock soars on buyout deal. Oh, they're gonna go private in $9.4 billion 3G deal. Wow. 3G expects to hold about 80% of the company's outstanding units. Wow, immediately following the deal's closing. Damn. Getting bought out. A buyout deal. That's pretty crazy. You're gonna go private in 3G merger. Wow. Acquired by 3G Capital for $63 per share. I was gonna say it looked like there was like some type of acquisition or merger or something with how they stopped there around 63 a share. So that's pretty big. So for 63 a share on this one. So if you think the deal will go through, you could maybe arbitrage it from 61 to 63. But I don't know if that'll be worth it for you, minus fees and everything, but all right, guys, have a great one. I'll see you later. We'll end you on that. SKX.